All right, how's everybody doing today? God bless you. I hope everything is well. And today I want to kind of talk about the problem I noticed with a lot of believers in Christ. And the problem is that many believers are kind of obsessed with the end times. They're focused so much on the end times that I think many lose the focus on the present time. Loving people now. Learning to live loved by God. Walking in God's grace. So many believers out there want to know and try to say who the Antichrist is. And you know what? For the last few thousand years, everybody who's had a name has been wrong. When Hitler was around, he was the Antichrist. People say Bush was the Antichrist. Now they say Obama is the Antichrist. The Pope has been the Antichrist. Oh. You know what? Antichrist means in place of Christ. And maybe, just maybe, when you're so obsessed on studying the end times, that action is Antichrist. Because you lose focus on Christ. So you replace Christ and the knowing Christ with knowing the future and being able to tell somebody, yeah, what's going to happen is we're going to receive a mark on our hands. You know what? I've learned one thing. If I hear it from the pulpit about anything about prophecy, 99% of the time it's wrong. 99% of the time it's wrong. But we just focus so much on the end times. Think about the Christians before the book of Revelation was even written, before it even became part of the Bible. What did these believers focus on? Loving each other, learning to grow in grace. They weren't studying the book of Revelation and all that second coming of Christ. They were just living the joy that they had at the moment. We lose too much focus because the reason it sells and the reason why any author can write a book about the end times and people buy that trash is because we're so enamored with the unseen or the unknown. We love that, you know. People like ghosts because it's unknown, it's supernatural. We enjoy that. Our human psyche enjoys that. And this is the reason why this stuff is so popular. And it's funny because you study the Illuminati and focus on all these super rich people and why who cares about that? Who cares? I mean, why do you care so much about these things? Oh, because I can know the end times. You know what? It don't matter. It doesn't matter. The end times are coming because the end time is coming. Not because you studied it. You focus so much energy on that, and so much of your energy goes into studying the symbols and the different signs and the sun and all that. You know what? Focus on love, loving people, the community around you. Don't get your head up there all puffed up in pride like if you know something someone else doesn't. And then you're the go-to guy. You know, hey, tell me about the end time. And you think you know it all and you say the end times, and you know what? At the end, you're going to be wrong, just like all those preachers who preached that Hitler was the Antichrist. And here's the sad part. Many of those preachers continued. After Hitler was dead, they continued in their churches. Well, they're considered false prophets. So you can no longer trust anything they say. So if a preacher's out there saying the 4 blood moons, you see that all the time. The 4 blood moons, and when they blow the trumpets, this is going to, if it doesn't happen, then the next day you need to turn away from that preacher because he's a false prophet. But they've gotten clever. They've used a technique that allows them to cover all their bases. So they'll never say something specific. They'll never say something specific. So it keeps you coming to them. You know, it's no different than when ISIS came out. Right away, here they are writing a book about ISIS and they fit it into the Bible. Next year, if a new brand of terrorists come out, they're going to fit that into the end times. At the end times, all you need to know is that death is defeated. That's it. The rest of it is a waste of time. It is a waste of your time, especially when your energy goes into that. Studying the end times, studying how the rich do this and how the organization, these corporations are their symbols, and it's exhausting. And it's sad how many believers, that's their ministry. That's their ministry. When in reality, what is that? Why is that even a ministry? Because people love the unseen. People love videos about Christ coming. And when he comes, he's always coming to destroy with a vengeance. And people love the unseen, the unknown. It sells. And you know what? More importantly, it instills fear. That's the sad part. It instills fear into our hearts. You know, and that's why people are addicted to the television, the news, and we see all these visions of people dying, and it goes into our subconscious, and it instills fear. But perfect love drives out fear. There is no need to fear. And when people fear, that's the reason they get addicted to all these end time things, because they're trying to figure it out so they won't have to fear. Turn that trash off. There's no need to fear. Christ is the king. The tomb is empty. Death is going to be defeated. That, my friend, is all you need to know. Live in the present. Why are you trying to live in the future? It is now. At this moment. Tomorrow is not promised to you. So if you study all these end time trash and you die tomorrow, well, you know what? The end of your time came. One day is going to be the end of my time. But you're studying all this trash for no reason. And yes, it is trash. Because it does not edify anything. It doesn't edify anything. So I pray that God breaks you away from that. Because it can be bondage. It can be bondage when you're enamored with it and obsessed with it. All you do is go look at what's going to happen. What happened today in the news so I can tie it into the scriptures. You see, I don't bother studying that because I'm going to be like everybody else. At the end, have it all wrong. I'll have it all wrong. So why study it? The only thing I need to know is that at the end, death is defeated. And that right there is the best news. I don't care who the Antichrist is. I'm telling you, the Antichrist spirit is that spirit that replaces Christ in anything you do. Okay, that's the Antichrist spirit. Am I saying there is no Antichrist being? I don't know. I think it might be a system. It might be, who knows? Who knows? And that's the great thing. You don't have to know that. Okay, but when you are focused so much on this stuff that you forget. Like Jesus Christ said, hey, the weightier matters. Loving people, loving your neighbors. It's like the person who gives all this money to charities and all that, but you forget the love. You forget what really is important. Then you are practicing that spirit of the Antichrist within your own life. Forget about the spirit of the Antichrist in the world. Within your life. When you replace Christ with something. And in this case, it is the end times. Isn't that important? And you don't need to know the end times. All you need to know is that at the end, death is defeated. That's it. May God bless you. I hope this video was a blessing. If you can, please hit down there below, subscribe, and then you hit the little gear button and check that little box, and you'll get emails or text, however you choose, directly to you when I upload any new videos. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Don't ever forget that what Jesus Christ did is enough. And that is good news.